welcome to another episode of Financial Freeway. My name is David Attwood. I am the man rocking the Ray-Bans, and today you notice I'm wearing a hat. My face might be a little bit on the reddy side. I'm wearing my shirt, and the reason is yesterday I spent a lot of the day in the shade, not even under direct sun, because we're equatorial sun here, and it is hot and it is kind of dangerous, so you want to kind of avoid the sun. So I thought hang out in a shaded area would be safe, but no. I mean, this shade, this overlapping place, there's a lot of shade here. I was there, and even in the shade, just with the radiation bouncing off of the walls here and the environment, I got a sunburn. So now I've got the sunblock on, I'm wearing my hat, I got my shades, my shirt. I'm being a little bit more careful because I want to enjoy the trip, and I don't want to be walking around stinging from a sunburn. So just a heads up. It was something that caught me off guard, because I honestly believe that if you're in shade, you're safe. No, not from this sun. This sun is not very forgiving at all. It's a little overcast right now. It was really raining a lot this morning, and I'll throw in some footage of that as well. It was just really interesting because it just came out of nowhere. So these clouds look a little threatening right now, so it might happen again, but that's what you get when you're here in Bali. So this morning, we're lucky enough right now to be staying in an Airbnb, and part of the nightly cost is it comes with a personal chef that comes up and prepares breakfast for you, which was really nice, really sweet. And as she was preparing our breakfast, a monkey actually came up onto the roof here to try and grab some of our food, and she beat it off with a stick. And I thought, that's pretty apropos. That's pretty much welcome to Bali, one of those welcome to Bali moments. So another thing that's really cool is last night Gabby dragged me kicking and screaming. I did not want to go to this thing, but it was this Balinese dance, and I don't want to go to this thing. I'd rather sit in the air-conditioned Airbnb and watch Big Bang Theory and just relax and enjoy the rest of the day, just recover from the sunburn I have. But she dragged me kicking and screaming, and my God, I am so glad she did, because it was a really, really great experience. I'll tack some footage onto that at the end of this so you guys can check it out. Really amazing, really interesting. And at one point it was funny because we show up and she wants to sit in the front row, and I said, no, I don't want to sit in the front row, because if you're sitting in the front row and you look like I do, being the typical tourist, then what happens is you end up actually becoming part of the show. So I don't want to do that. So I feel some raindrops here. So we ended up sitting back about 5 rows up from the front, and about a third of the way through the show, this guy runs right into the crowd and starts playing with my bald head and patting it, and the crowd's just laughing hilariously. I'm like, perfect. It was just one of those moments, just the irony of it all. So we're leaving our Airbnb today, and we're going back to our apartment, and we're going to kind of figure out what our next course of action is. We have another 2 weeks here in Bali before we take off to Vietnam, and hopefully meet up with those Croatians that we met in Ubud in the market there, and see what happens there. So all in all, great. Other than sunburn, it's been really fantastic, really amazing trip. There was one more thing that's really, really actually quite funny. We went up to Ubud, and we went to the sacred monkey forest, and we had seen some monkeys there, and we thought, okay, there's a lot of monkeys, that's great. Last night we went to this temple where they're having this Balinese dance. There were thousands of monkeys, and they are so aggressive. They were sneaking up on other tourists, and they were ripping their glasses right off of their face. It was, and you see it and you think, oh, they must be being really reckless or silly, or approaching the monkeys and getting too close. No, these guys were absolutely nowhere near the monkey. They're just trying to get a picture of the sunset, and this monkey comes out of nowhere, yoinks their glasses off, and then takes off. And you see sunglasses, prescription and otherwise, littering the ground, just torn to shreds. Another thing I found out last night is these little monkeys are all alcoholics. They one of the things I really love to do is steal hand sanitizer out of women's purses and drink it. So we're watching this little tiny monkey just chugging back a bottle of hand sanitizer. What? It's just crazy. Anyways, it's an interesting place. Really do love it here. You do have to protect yourself from that sun, though. It is unforgiving. But today I wanted to talk about something kind of important. I'm probably not the only one who has lost a friend to their own actions. You know, people go through some tough times and stuff, and a lot of times we all say we didn't see it coming. A friend I lost recently, happiest guy in the world, a good looking guy, muscular, took care of himself, lived the life of a party, the life that most people dream of. And it wasn't like he just hit a stride and he was happy with it. He was going places. They were actually tailoring him and getting him prepared for moving up the chain at the office to go to a whole different department where he'd be making some real changes. So it wasn't like he was just plateauing in his career or in his life. Everything seemed to be going really great. And then one day we were all shocked to find out that he left. And I started thinking about what is the cause? Like, what could we do? And one of the things I found, which was kind of shocking, and it's sleep. The studies they've done is most people who have taken this route, there's a disruption in their sleep pattern for a couple of weeks prior. So it made me just realize just how important getting good sleep is. And when I was a kid growing up, I was like, if you slept, you were lazy. Sleeping was lazy. And it was always like, because in the 80s, it was all about like, go. And if you're sleeping 8 hours a night, you're a lazy person. You got to be, you got to be really just getting in there, getting 4 hours of sleep, and then just attacking it that way. But studies time and time again are starting to show that rest and good sleep are so crucial to your mental health. So I really want to make that a point today for everyone listening is really make a point to get some good sleep at night. And one of the things I've done over the last year since I've been with my Gabsters is we've eliminated all light sources in the bedroom. All of them. And I mean all of them. There is not a single leak of light coming into the bedroom at night. So when I open my eyes at night, it's almost as if my eyes are closed. There's no difference. There's no television in the room. There's no computers charging. We have our phones with us, but they're face down, and they're charging at night, but we do not use our devices. And I think that's really important. Is I used to have a really bad habit of watching TV and falling asleep with the TV on. And there was a lot of reasons I did that, but, and I apologize for the wind. I'm going to try and see if I can cup the wind with my hand here. But since we've started eliminating all devices in the room, no alarm clocks, except for on the phone, no televisions, because even that little red light in the television was enough to disrupt the sleep. So that's one thing we do. And another thing we do is we do not play with our devices in bed. So when we're going to bed, the devices are off. We chat, and then when we're ready to fall asleep, we just go to sleep. And another thing I do, and I don't know if this helps. Of course, I do the cold water, I do the cold showers and the cold dipping, and I think that hugely impacts emotional strength and emotional health. But another thing I do is when I wake up in the morning, I get up. I don't look at the clock and go, oh, it's 4 o'clock, I'm not going to get up. I get up. And I think that has, and don't quote me on this, but I believe that when you get up, if you just get up out of bed, no matter what time it is, and start your day, instead of just going, well, I've got another half hour, I'm going to sleep for half hour. If you actually get up, you're going to have that much more of a more solid sleep. Sleep's important. Sleep's important to not just our overall physical health, but our mental health as well. So I really think it's important that on our bid to live a life of abundance and success, we need to make sure that we get a good, solid amount of sleep. Don't carry the sleep debt. I mean, it's going to happen every so often. Every so often, you know, like me and Gabby, we flew for 23 hours to get here, and you're not going to get a good night's sleep traveling for a full day. So, but when you get a chance, as soon as you can, get back into that rhythm, get that circadian rhythm back, and try your damnedest to get that 8 hours. It's very important to the universality of your health and well-being. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up if you like what I'm talking about. That's always nice to see. And again, as I always say, go to financialfreeway23.ca. Financialfreeway23.ca is where we have all the really good stuff. We've got the blog posts, we've got the links to some resources for you, we've got a book list, a reading list for how to get your commuter MBA, which I like to call. And of course, as I always say, make sure you share the word, spread the word, tell people what we're talking about here. Even if you want to take ownership of it yourself and say it's yours, because technically it is. Once you learn it, it's your information you're passing off. I mean, heck, that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm just taking it from a lot of sources and bringing it into one little funnel for you. Thanks so much for watching. Wherever you are in the world, make sure you enjoy the rest of the day. God bless.